Have you ever wondered what kind of treasures might be hidden away in an old haunted house? Today we are opening the second piece of our Haunted Hollow Village, a forgotten keepsake box that looks like it belonged to a vampire hundreds of years ago. What's even better, this magical looking piece started with simple Dollar Tree supplies. Okay, so let's go over what you need to make your box. Now, when you are making your box and I say what you need, I'm going to give you the basic stuff and then I'm going to show you the stuff that I had on hand from over the years and stuff. But I want you to create your vampire trinket box however you want to. It doesn't have to be a specific way, okay? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to need to grab a box. This is from the Dollar Tree, okay? Now they have other boxes too. They have these kind of boxes as well. You could do one of these. And they also have one that's like a treasure chest that's got the top is rounded. We don't have those in mine. I wish we would have because that's what I would have chose. But I really like the size of this box. Now, when they come, they are just plain wood. They're not painted. I painted this so we could speed up the process of the video a little bit for you guys. And I don't think you guys really want to sit there and watch me paint. So this one I like though because it has a magnetic so it doesn't just come open. And then I painted the inside red and I took some black and I kind of dinged it up. We're going to do that out here as well to make this look like it's an older box, okay? So you're going to need those. You're going to need some paints, whatever color you're going to want to paint your box. Now, I used this red on the inside. This is from the Dollar Tree. I used the black from the Dollar Tree. I am using Apple Barrel White from Walmart. And then I used my purple. The purple I used was purple pansy is the purple I used. And that is from Walmart as well. I also have my glow in the dark paint just in case I want to put some of that on. I do have my tans and my khakis, my light mocha and my khaki. These are from Walmart. I'm going to use those for dinging things up a bit. So just pick whatever colors you need. And then I also brought out my trusty gold metallic. As you can tell, I have paint on my hands already. I'm going to lay out my silicone mat to work on today a little bit. All right, so some other things that you may need, okay? So you're going to go into the Dollar Tree or any place that you want to go to find some items that you think would make your box look like a vampire trinket box. And when I think of vampire trinket box, I think of like it's older and dingier, but it's got like gems and it's like, got carvings and stuff like that. So what you could do is you could use one of these bats that you get at the Dollar Tree and they come on these pins. You could cut those off and you could put him on the front top of your box. You face him this way if you want to. And then if you want to try to get it to where it's more like flat laying on there, you could always trim like I did here. You can see it's a little bit more easier to move. So you could put him on top. Now, I know somebody said that their Dollar Tree had small little black rose flowers. Ours didn't have that. So you could use this one here that's inside here. You could just pop this open and use the rose and put that on top. You could take and get some Definitely you want some moss because, you know, after stuff starts aging, it starts getting the green moss like around the bottom or on the inside. So you could use some of that. You want to get some twine. I am also using up 2 of the bottles that we had used from the last, no, the first series that we did for the witches ingredients shelf. I'm using 2 of those bottles. We still have 1 left. Definitely going to be getting some more of these probably. Okay, so you're just going to want to grab things that you think will make your box. I got that glitter all over my box, but that's okay. So now I'm going to share with you guys how I'm going to decorate my box, okay? Now, I'm using stuff that I got at the Dollar Tree, but like I got a whole bunch of these at the Dollar Tree one year, and I've had them for quite some time. They're these little gems that have no back to them. And then I got the littler ones and they came mixed, and I bought a whole bunch of them and I just threw them in here. And I've had these for a long time, okay? When I craft, I like to try to use items that I already have or I can make myself. So I also had gotten these from it's either Walmart or the Dollar Tree. I'm not sure which one, but I'm going to be using these because what I did with these thumbtacks or push pins is I painted them. I cut off the majority of the tip. That way I can put them down here so I give mine legs on my trinket box. So it's going to be sitting on some gold legs, okay? So I got those that we're going to be gluing those on. All right, what else did I have? I have all my gems and stuff sitting out right in here that I want to do. And if you guys want to do this exactly how I'm doing mine, you'll be able to find all these items because you can get a whole bunch of these off of Amazon or go to Hobby Lobby or a craft section, you know, a craft store. You can get push pins anywhere, but they do have these at the Dollar Tree. At mine, they have them. All right. Something else I did simple that I wanted to put into my trinket was a rolled up like scroll. And I'm going to be dinging this scroll up a little bit so it looks like it's a little old and like it's been in there for a while. I want this to be inside mine. And then I couldn't find a key. I wanted my box to have a key. So I made this key out of paper. It's, you know, it's hard. I can show you guys how to make these if you would like. Comment in the comments below if you would like to know how to make these. These are really nice because when we craft, I will be using this technique quite a bit. Because if I don't have to buy something and I can just print them out and make them, I will. Mostly for a craft like this that's going to be going in here and sitting, and I'm going to have it open so people can see it every once in a while. Sometimes I'll close it. But to make this, I can show you guys how in another video. So comment below if you would like to see that. Okay, so I have that. Now I'm going to go ahead. You're going to need your glue gun and all of your creativity items, okay? I want you guys to be creative. I want you guys to come up with what you want to put on your box, okay? But like I said, if you want to do it the same way as me, I'm showing you everything that you need, okay? And then inside those little vials from the Dollar Tree that we picked up, and we used some of them in our last project, we're going to take and make these little blood vials. I have in here a little bit of water, a little bit of vegetable glycerin, and some food coloring. That is what I put in here, okay? I'll flip them once I get some glue and get the tops on. So I have my tops here for those. And then if you want to, after you're done with Halloween and you have this on display, you could take and use this for your own trinkets. You can put earrings in here, you know, jewelry, whatever. You can put whatever you want in, okay? So you can use this all year if you want to. All right, so we're gonna leave these sit to the side. Now, I had this pattern in mind, and we're gonna make this box look roughed up, like older and stuff, and make it look like it's aged. But I'm gonna do it after I put the gems on, because the gems are not gonna be 100% like really shiny and brand new looking either, okay? So I also had these. I also had some glow in the dark dimensional fabric paint. I was thinking about maybe trying to use that somewhere in this project, but I'm not sure if it's gonna make its way into the project. But this is something else that you could use on yours, and you could draw like designs and stuff, and then it would glow in the dark. So that's an idea for you. You could use ribbon in yours, and you could do like a strip of ribbon around yours. Like there's so much stuff that you could do. If you could find a key like this, you could, you know, have a piece of ribbon and this is tied and it's hanging from it. I could drill a hole in here and do the same thing, but I want all my little things to be inside of my little trinket box. You know, if you want this to be like Dracula's trinket box, like you want to make it more like in that kind of style, you could put like a big, like a D on here and have it like, so it looks like it's, you know, embossed into the wood and stuff. So there's a lot of things that you can do. Those are just some ideas for you. You can also get some of these. These are from Hobby Lobby. You could use these around the border. Like there's just so many ideas that you can do. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, I have this little spider. Isn't he cute? I have this little spider. I got these, and I'll put the link below where I got these from. But these are super cute. Now he was all purple and yellow, but I painted his little legs and his fangs to make it so when I stick him on my box somewhere, if I want to, you know, I can even just put him inside and stick him like up in here. So when you open up the box, there's a spider hanging up on the top, or I can stick him like on the side or down here. So there's so many things that we can do and decorate our boxes, okay? All right, let's see if we have our, all right, so these are for the top. These are, okay, this is, we're gonna start on this right here, okay? So let's go ahead and get to it. So what I wanna do is see this, how this opens up, but I want it to look like this is like, you know, part of the closure, okay? So I'm gonna glue that right down like that. I'm just putting some glue, hot glue, and then I'm going to stick it on down, okay? All right. Do I have that on high? Yeah, I do, okay. All right, so next I wanted to have these sit like this. Oops, sorry. Oh, did I have it like this? I think I had it like this. I'm trying to think if I want it like this. And then, no, I wanted to turn it this way. Okay, I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm just putting a little hot glue, and then I'm gonna stick it down, and then do the same thing to the other side. That's one thing about me. You'll notice when I do a lot of crafting and stuff with you guys, you'll notice I'm very, I like things to have equal, like balance. Maybe that's what it is. I like balance in my, like when I'm setting up a shelf at home and stuff, I'm always like, we can't have that there because, you know, it's uneven. I like to have things be a little bit even, I guess you can say. I was thinking about putting this one here, this little ones. Ugh, if I can pick it up. I was thinking about putting the little ones down here. Like that. Now we're just gonna have to glue these down. And then put this one here. And then the other one on the other side, like this. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Oh, this glue stick is like stuck up. I got the longest glue stick. I didn't want to run out. I was like, I gotta make sure I have enough glue sticks, because then I was like, well, if I just get one of these longer ones, it should be perfect. The only thing with glue sticks is you gotta kind of work a little bit fast on them, because you know they start drying so quick, but that's the nice thing about them, because they dry quick too. Okay. I appreciate you guys for joining me for the series 2, episode 2 actually of the series. This was definitely one that I wanted you guys to be able to just kind of, oh, don't lose that, kind of just like have fun with, and just use your imagination and grab just some stuff that you already have in your craft stuff and come up with stuff to make for your box. Because it is so nice sometimes just to be able to use up stuff that we already purchased and not have to, you know, spend tons of money putting into making our crafts all the time. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put this little guy right at the bottom. Like that. Oh, of course I dropped it. I'm trying to hurry so that doesn't dry. Okay. And before I go any further on this, let me go ahead and hot glue the lids into here. That way we don't have those spill as we're working. Okay, there's that one that's closed up. I made one to look like, you know, he hasn't had any blood out of it. And then I have this one here that I made it so it looks like he's gotten into the blood and used some of it for his... Why is that not wanting to go? There we go. And then let me push this down in there really good. All right. And then there's that one. And the reason why I put vegetable glycerin, and just in case anybody was wondering, like why is she using the vegetable glycerin, is because I would like for it to be a little on the thicker side, because you know blood isn't just watery. it's got a little bit of thickness to it. So that's why I used the vegetable glycerin. All right, so we went ahead and glued those lids in real quick. All right, let's get back to here. All right, so this one is gonna go right here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I got that on my finger. That never feels good. All right. We got one more. I don't know, does anybody else drove crazy by glue stick string, the little stringies? Oh my gosh, they drive me nuts. Or even when I'm doing like waxing and stuff, like, you know, if you like wax your legs or your face and you get those stringies that happen, and drives me nuts. All right, so that's the front of that. So now we're going to move to the side. But the best way to get rid of those is usually just to heat them up, wipe them off. But this one here, it's where I touched it with my finger when I dropped that one. All right, so now on the sides, what I was thinking about doing on the sides was kind of like this, and then using the red ones. I'm sticking to greens, reds, and crystal color, okay? Those are the colors that I'm kind of sticking to on this box. I thought they all kind of meshed together well, and I like the look of it. So that's what I'm going with. Okay. All right. Sounds like it's thundering out there again. Okay. I'm gonna put this one right in the center. Put this one right on the edge, like the other one. Okay. Gonna straighten it out. I think it's so much fun just trying to figure out what you want your design to be. I tried to come up with the design and everything before this video to help with the length of the video. So hopefully it helps, because I love for you guys to be able to, you know, sit and watch all the way through. Number one, it's great to do because then you get to see the whole project being made. And number two, it's awesome when you guys do that for me because it helps my channel a lot. And if you guys share this out with anybody you know that loves crafting and loves Halloween time and would like to do some crafts and join our community here, that would be awesome. All right, so that's that side. So now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And it's not going to want to stand up because of the pieces. So and I'm not putting tons and tons of hot glue on there. You don't need to do that. I mean, if you feel like you need to, but it's a trinket box, so it's not like it's going to be like being, you know, thrown around or moved a ton. Usually you put your trinket box somewhere and it kind of stays there. So But if you do feel like you're going to store this and you feel like it might get bumped around a lot, you might want to. But mine will be out all year, so I'm not going to worry about it. Because I have, our house is pretty much in kind of like horror themed anyway, so. You know what that would be super cool on here too is like a big spider on the top that looks like a spider like is embossed in it or something and sticks out a little bit. That would look cool too. I just wanted to go with more of the gems and stuff, you know. Like the vampire picked it up centuries ago and it's old and it's, you know, ritzy and all right, so there's that side. Got that, the front and the side. All right. Now let's go ahead and do the top. So we are moving right along, guys. I hope that you guys make one of these and then you guys come on over and show me what you guys made because I would love to see them. I think I'm going to put these diamonds. This is what I was kind of thinking about doing. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm kind of doing here. All right. Now I had these other ones here, but I don't really know if we need them. I was going to put them like right down in there like that. I think that really completes it though. So I definitely think that will be definitely what we do. All right, so let's go ahead and put these down. You know, guys, it's like sometimes I look at stuff and it's like, oh, God, do I want to do it? Yes, do it. No, don't do it. It's like you have a battle with yourself. Do you guys do that when you're crafting? It's like I have a battle within myself, like, oh, God, does that look good? Yep, no. And we'll put this one. Let's put this little tiny one up there. These, oh, there goes that tiny one. Oh, it's always those tiny ones get me every time. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get all these tiny ones down real quick because I don't have to worry about them no more. Oh yeah, it's really starting to pick up the thunder out there, which is funny because it is sunny as ever out there right now. You wouldn't even think rain was coming. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this down. The dogs are all starting to run in here because they don't like when it's thundering. And off camera, guys, all I'm doing is getting my hot glue onto the back of my little gems here. It's all right, Rebel. It's just a little bit of thunder, nothing to be worried about. I'm glad I chose to do this. Why is that doing that? Turn. There we go. I probably should have moved that up some. Oh no. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I got to go down. That's all right. Okay. What has everybody's weather been lately? Let me know what your weather's been. I know I speak to some people that live up north and they're like, oh, it's been, in the 60s and we've had our heat on a couple times. And then here, the weather's been very rainy, of course, because this is hurricane season, but we haven't, knock on wood, we haven't had any hurricanes, so that's good. It was really, really hot. And then lately it hasn't been too bad, but it's humid, like really humid. Okay, so I'm going to have to move this. Let me see if I can. Okay, am I going to be able to pop that off of there? Let's see. I got to find something. Let me use I got to move this up just a little bit. Oh, shoot. I knew that was going to happen. That's why you don't do that, folks. There we go. Okay. I broke my tip to my blade, but that's all right because it needed to be changed anyways. All right, so let's put this over here where we were. This is what happens sometimes, guys. Sometimes we just gotta go with the flow. And I know it fits because I had it all laid out with the way I wanted to do it. Okay. But of course, when I do on the video, it's not gonna go that way. Turn that way. I'm going to pick some of this stuff off. Just rip it right on off, just like that. And I'm not going to worry about painting that. Okay. All right, just like that. We got that one. We got one more of these to put on. And then we'll put that centerpiece back in there. And then it'll go just like that. Oh shoot, I didn't realize that that was so far off right there, y'all. This one here. I'm actually okay with it though. I'm not like mad at it. We're gonna go with it because I feel like it gives it the aesthetic that it's older and it could, you know, it's been through some stuff. So I'm okay with that. I'm not going to put anything on the back of it. I'm not really too concerned about that. You can decorate your back by this back part. You can decorate that if you want. I'm not going to worry about it. Because no one is going to see that anyway, so. Okay, so there's that. Now let me get I'm going to try melting some of these little pieces. Now I think this is so pretty. And then once we put that black wash on there and then pat it off, it's going to really give it that aged look. I already painted the bottom. So that is done. So let's go ahead and put our legs in. There's still some glitter on here. All right, so now when I cut these, there's still a little piece of the metal there, which is fine because I pre-poked holes here, but you don't want to use the whole thumbtack because it will go through to the other side. And we don't want that to happen, okay? So I'm just going to put a little bit on there and then go right in that hole that I had already pre-made and put my leg on, just like that. And we can get the little things off once we get these on here. There's one. What I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to find the hole that I'm using, and I'm kind of opening it up a little bit so it's a little easier to get my piece in there. I hope to see you guys make some of these and you guys bring them on over to our Facebook where you guys can share and with each other and support each other and, you know, let people know what you think of their boxes and how they did theirs and how you did yours. And you can see all the different creative minds that we all have. Sorry if I go off of the camera for a minute there. I try not to, but when it's this kind of thing. Okay, so there's my little legs. So mine's gonna stand up on its 4 legs. Now this leg here is not the same as all the rest of them, but I mean, it's the same. It's just, it might be the table too, because this table has seen some better days. We've used this table in our family for quite a bit. So, all right, there we go. Clean this up. Hey, Bob, can you bring me a thing of water, please? A little cup of water? Don't we always forget something? I swear I always have to ask him to get me something because I forget. I always forget one thing, and it's usually the water. All right, so there's that. Thank you. All right, now I have this. It's just a paint bucket that I have here, and I'm gonna get, let's see, what paintbrush am I gonna use? Just gonna use this one because I like this one. So in here, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add in, I hope I'm in the camera. I'm gonna go ahead and add in some black paint. And you're gonna want a paper towel. This one I have from when I was painting this. I have, you know, paint on it already, so it's not a big deal. And then you're gonna get some water, add it in here. I'll just go like that. We're gonna thin this out. It's still too thick. You're just doing a black wash, okay? This doesn't need to be thick, okay? This is gonna age this box a lot. Let me move this stuff because I don't want that to get dirty, okay? So what you're gonna do, go over everything with the paint, okay? Even the gems, it's okay if you go over the gems too. And then you're just gonna spot it. Okay. This is that. I'm going to add a little bit more of the black because I forget this is the black from the Dollar Tree. And it's a little bit more translucent like than the paint from, you know, Apple Barrel or any of those. So, all right, let's go ahead and try that. And then just let that sit for a second, get it in there. Go ahead and do the front. I know it's like, oh no, it's not gonna turn out because you get kind of like, oh my. Pat it off. Go in the front, pat the front off. You see how that black is turning that into where it looks like it's older and it's not so new, it's not vibrant. Okay, so now we're going to come to the side over here. Do the same thing, just paint it on. And then pat it off. And you can pat off as little or as much as you want, okay? Come to the other side. I think this is turning out really, really pretty. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this whole series. If you're excited about this series, let me know down below or in the comments what you guys are thinking is going to be our next episode. What do you guys think is going to come out next for our holo? And don't forget to do the back. Even if you're not going to put gems or anything on it, you can still go ahead and age it. Just like the bottom, you're going to age that as well. There we go. See how that really ages that box and gives it more depth? Okay. Get the bottom here. Gonna pat that off. Now I left it by the legs so you guys could see the difference. You guys see that? Now we're gonna touch up these spots. Now you can even just go around and touch up, you know, I'm even gonna do the legs a little bit. But on mine, I don't want any of the bright purple showing because I don't want it to look like it has any new stuff, okay? because I want this to look like it's centuries old and it's been through something, okay? All right, so we're going to open that up. Make sure that's patted off. Okay, so now I'm going to take this same brush. I'm going to set this aside. And if you ever make up too much of this paint and you don't want to waste it, always save some of your older bottles and wash them out, and then you can add your black wash and white wash right in there. So then all you have to do is when you're ready for it, give it a shake, put it in a container, and then you can use some. And that way you're not wasting a lot of your materials. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to get a little bit of white and see if I want to do a little bit of like white highlights on it to give it a little bit more. But you're going to kind of dry brush, and it's going to be a little grayer because you're kind of using the same brush, okay? And you're just lightly going to kind of go over the edges of the box, okay? And then I'm just going to go like this over all this stuff too, okay? Get my rag that I've been using, pounce that off. Okay. Like I said, I don't want those gems to be too like bright and like they've been, out just, just came about, because we want them to look like they've been old and they're sitting and they got dust on them. So now I'm just going to do the same thing on the sides. I'm just going to pounce, pounce, pounce. Kind of buff it out. Okay. I haven't put no more paint on my brush. I'm just using what's on there. See how the gold's even looking like it's more of a brass color? That's what you want. You want that to start looking like that's old. Everything's old, okay? Because this is, from a vampire way back in the day. This is his trinket box that's been sitting. Okay. And we're almost done, guys. Okay. Get this back here. Now, if you want to, you can always add some okay. Look how cool this is looking. Look at that. Then you have the inside. You can even use this on this little edges here. Once again, I haven't added any more paint because you don't need it. This is just light. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to make this look like it's aged a little bit. So I'm going to put a little brown on my thing here. This is just a lid. That's a little bit much, but it always comes out fast. I'm going to put a little tan. This is khaki is what I'm using. I'm going to dip in both. And then I'm going to dip over on the side like this. You see how it makes, hopefully you guys can see that. See how it makes it like that? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start tapping this paper just like this. I want the scroll to look like it's older. It's been in his little trinket box for, you know, centuries, decades, centuries. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, pick up a little bit of that gray. Make sure you get down inside that hole there. And then I'm gonna pick up white. Even though you have white, you're kind of building, you're making and building on top of each other because it helps it all to blend. This little string is getting in my way. Okay, I'm happy with that, so I'm going to let that sit there. Now I want to decide, do I want to put this little spider in here, or do I just want him to be climbing? I was thinking about adding this little guy, like climbing on the side of the trinket box, but I'm not sure if I want to do that, or if I want to put him in here. I think I might just put him in there so it's like he's in there living with all his stuff. All right, so let's put this to the side for a minute. We're gonna go ahead and get our jute cord that's from the Dollar Tree. Now, like I said, guys, I know this is a Dollar Tree craft, so everything you can get from the Dollar Tree. I am just using items that I've had lying around, and I hope that's what you guys do too. I hope you guys find things that you can use around your house and, you know, do your crafts with them. I'm going to wrap this around a couple of times, just like we did in our last episode. Tie this up. Okay. I'm going to tie it one more time. Give it a knot. Just like that. I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. Remember, I like to dinge things up a little bit so they look a little older. So I'm going to add a little bit of this brown on top here. And you can use black or whatever you want. And then I'm just going to use my fingers because they're already painted. And I'm just going to wipe that off of the glass part. Like that. And there's that one. That's his vial of blood. Okay. Just wrap that around a couple of times, however many times you guys want to. You guys can use whatever color jute. You can use jute. You can use, I have a candle wick yarn. That's what I used on that. I don't know, that is really old. That was given to me by an elderly gentleman that lived down the road from us, and he knew I craft, and he's like, I have a whole bunch of stuff you are more than welcome to have. And I went down to his house, and he's like, please just take it. And there was so much stuff that his wife, she was a crafter too, so it was really nice of him to. And this was years ago, guys. This is like when like the kids were like, I think about like 5 and 6, maybe 6 and 7. It's been some time because they're, you know, 20 some years old now. So yeah, it's been some time. Let me get a fresh paper towel. But yeah, I thought it was really sweet of him to think of me, you know, and the kids, because the kids always would walk by his house and say, "Oh, hi, George," you know, and they would always say hi to him. And then he would say, "What did you guys do in school today?" And the kids would, you know, get out there. They would always have to drag their stuff out of their backpack out on his front yard and the sidewalk and show him, you know, stuff that they did in school. And he loved when he seen the crafts that they would do at school and stuff for art and stuff. And um, he's like, "Oh, do you do a lot of crafts with your kids?" I said, "Yeah, we do. We do a lot of crafts." And he's like, "Oh." So it was like some time after knowing us, he came and he seen us and he's like, "I want you to stop by and pick up this stuff." All right, so what you could do with some of this is like put this like on the bottom, like around the legs, or you can even stick some like on the inside. You know how sometimes like things that have gotten really musty and nasty, they end up getting some of the, you know, mold and stuff that grows. So I'm going to stick a little bit of this on the inside of mine, just like that, right in the corners there. Gotta say, we've met some pretty cool people throughout the years that they were like family. I mean, he's passed away, you know, but he was a really cool person. Bubby, can you check on Gucci, honey? He's like out in there crying because of the storm. Like he's really going on. If he can come out here, you can bring him out here as long as everybody's going to behave and be nice to one another. So he don't have to be in there by himself. Jasper's not home right now. She's gone. So her puppy is, he's older. He likes to just kind of lay around in bed, but he doesn't like being by himself when it's raining or thundering. He cries. All right, so I got my spider in there. I have my, let me go ahead and do that. I got my key that I made. I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to put that in there. Got his 2 vials of blood. Going to put those in there. And just make sure that you glue these in, okay, guys? So you don't have that dye, you know, coming out. All right, so this is my vampire box. I think it turned out really, really cool. I love how the legs even look like they're brassy. You can clean these up if you want to. I like leaving them dingy like that because, you know, some areas are, some areas aren't dingy. You can even, if you want to, where is my, like if you feel like you're missing some of the like purple, like I feel like I'm missing a little bit of the purple. So I'm going to go ahead and use that same little thing, and I'm just gonna is he okay? Yeah. I heard somebody and I was like, oh no, that's too bright. I don't like that. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. I don't like it bright. I thought maybe I'd like a little brightness in there, but I don't. All right, so that is the box. I can't wait to see your guys's. Now, if you want to put gems or something in the back of yours, you can. And then that's the inside. And I might add a little bit of the green up here. Some of this. What I might do is just kind of. You don't want to bring him out here, honey?
He's not shaking or anything.
He's not? Okay. put a little bit of this growing out like that, I think. I'm just going to rip it up and kind of put some down and see where it goes. How about that? Kind of let it just kind of go naturally. Get that up in there. There we go. Kind of naturally just grabbed the hold of where it wanted to. If you have dogs, is your dogs like that where they don't like the rain and stuff, and like 4th of July, and I always call them the boom booms, but all of our dogs, well, not all of them, but Mr. Pickles, our daughter's dog, he doesn't like it. And then Gizmo will bark at it more. And then Rebel, he doesn't like it either. All right, so that's that. I hope that you guys liked this craft that we did today. This is our vampire trinket box. This is going to go in our hollow series that we're doing. This is episode 2. Let me know what you guys think episode 3 is going to be. And let me know if you guys like this idea here. And are you going to make yourself a vampire trinket to go in your hollow village? Let me know. All right, guys. If you guys can help support this channel by liking, subscribing, sharing it out, commenting, watching the videos all the way through is such a big help in growing my channel and being able to share creative ideas with you guys. And I can't wait to see your guys' trinket box. All right, see you guys in the next episode.